What's going on, everyone, and welcome to Rocky Mountain Badger. Today we have a very special guest, Mr. Fox Airsoft himself, Matt Meraz. Matt, thank you for having us today.
Yeah, well, thanks a lot for letting me be here.
Absolutely, thank you. It's a very nice store you guys have here.
Yeah,
so,
thanks a lot.
Pleasure to be here. Okay, so Matt, how long have you been playing the game of Airsoft?
Shoot, let me think here. So I started Airsoft, I believe it was around 98. So at that time I was in high school, and I used to play paintball. A bunch of buddies, we would get together and play, and then there was a magazine at the time called Action Pursuit Games, a physical one. We used to mail magazines to ourselves, and there was an ad in there for airsoft guns from a company, so that was importing them. That caught my eye, and so that's where I first got intrigued by it and started to do some research. And after looking into it, we started importing some stuff just for us to play with, kind of in the woods behind our house.
Okay, so why did you choose Airsoft over paintball? What made you want to switch?
Yeah, so when I was playing paintball as a kid, it was very expensive. I mean, even to this day, it is, just because the ammunition costs quite a bit. Each round you're paying significantly more. But the other part of it I really liked is the realism. I like the aspect of changing magazines and having sights on the gun, and wearing real tactical gear. So that military simulation aspect was very appealing.
Okay, very good. What was your first Airsoft event or game?
Yeah, so the first games we ever did, in the Parker, Colorado, in the back of the Pinery, there was an area we used to go and just get some buddies and go play. And that would be maybe 10 of us or 15 of us. And when we first imported our first batch of guns, they actually came from Korea at that time. They weren't as high quality as like a Tokyo Marui or a high-end AEG. They gave us something to play with, and then we found out about a large event that was actually being hosted in Colorado. It was supposed to be the largest airsoft event in the country at that time. And it was just on the Colorado-Wyoming border, and so we registered for that, or when I say we, my team, so Swamp Fox. And we went up there. That was our first event. There was probably 120 people, which at the time, that was unheard of in Airsoft. Airsoft didn't exist. There were no retailers in the United States that existed. There were no Airsoft fields. It was really just people connecting on the internet and making these small pockets and playing around the country.
Okay, and you mentioned Swamp Fox. Go a little bit into that.
Sure.
Who is Swamp Fox?
Yeah, so Swamp Fox, for those of you guys who aren't familiar with the history, so it's based off of a Revolutionary War soldier, Francis Marion, who basically, was the pioneer of guerrilla warfare tactics back in the day. So when we were coming up with a team name, we liked that name and that style, and so there were 12 of us initially on our team. So we built an airsoft team, and from that, and we took it. I don't want to say it was pretty intense, for us. Where we had a very rigorous training program on how to become a part of the team. We set very high standards, and with that, we had a very high attrition rate, from people who got onto it. And that team, we played actively all the way until about 2015. I think we've been to over 40 national and international operations around the country.
Wow.
So it was a lot of fun doing it.
Wow, that's awesome. When did you realize that you wanted to make Airsoft a lifestyle or a career choice?
Yeah, making it into a business, it really is kind of, I don't know how you want to say it, dumb luck, or, basically we enjoyed the game so much, we thought, hey, it would be cool if we could make a business, buy our equipment, at a cheaper price, and then we'd sell some of it, right? That was literally as much thought as I put into starting an airsoft business. And so we started off importing it, and the business actually started in the back of a Jeep at the local games we would host in in Parker. And so, kind of looking a little bit shady, right? Pop up in the back of the Jeep like an arms dealer.
Right.
Like that wasn't happening at the time. So we started doing it that way, and then it gained a little bit of traction, and it's grown from that time, that point to where we are, and that's taken about 18 years to get to that point.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow, that's awesome. So why did you choose the Fox Airsoft name? Was it for the Swamp Fox?
Exactly. Yeah, it was a derivative off of Swamp Fox. So we had our team, and I told you we were pretty intense, right? Like we we train very hard, very high attrition rate, like only, I think only 10 or 20% of the people who tried out for our team would make it. Well,
wow.
That wasn't a great way to actually play airsoft and just have fun. And so what we did is we decided, okay, let's make something that's just casual. And so we called it the Fox Airsoft Club. And that was a derivative of our name, and then that turned into the Fox Airsoft store.
Wow, that's really cool.
Yep.
So you guys have the online store, Fox Airsoft Online. How long has that been around?
FoxAirsoft.com has been around, almost since the beginning. So the business is about 18 years old, and so I think we've had it probably 17 or 16 years it's been active.
Okay, very good. How many employees do you have right now?
Yeah, currently with Fox Airsoft we have 17 employees.
Wow, so you went from selling guns or airsoft guns out of the back of a Jeep to now having that many employees.
Exactly, yeah, and I don't want to just, say just 17, people. We have some really great team members, like everyone, like, I mean, you've played at the field, you've seen the quality of the refs, and even coming here in the store and seeing the guys who represent the brand, like, a big thing for me when we started this, like, because I also enjoy firearms, but I didn't particularly enjoy going into most firearm shops because of the intense type A personality, which there's a part of that that's necessary. Obviously we're dealing with things that you have to have a few barriers on. But with that, I wanted to make sure that I had a very welcoming feel and that we could take care of people and guide them through their journey. And so that's been part of the backbone of what we built at Fox Airsoft.
And do you have any plans to open another store here in Colorado or maybe around the country?
Yeah, we do. So that's definitely part of our expansion plans, is to expand the network.
Okay, awesome, very good. So you guys make sure to keep your eyes posted for a new Fox Airsoft store coming in the near future. Now, you currently have a partnership with Flat Acres Farms, if I'm correct. How did that relationship start?
Yeah, so actually the owner of Flat Acres Farm, we've known them from just some family friendships throughout the years, and then it turned into, we had the opportunity to go and host airsoft games at it. I was trying to remember the exact date we got into that. I think we've been doing it about 10 years at Flat Acres Farm, so quite a while.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow, long time. So did you guys start off with just one map, or was it multiple maps?
When we started off, it was very basic. There was no barricades or anything. The field has changed over the years just because a lot of it is the land, is under multiple governing authorities.
Okay.
They have different requirements, and so like for those people who've been playing with us a long time, we used to have what we referred to as our large field, which was the wooded area and the creek bed. It was very popular. We loved it, but just due to some environmental regulations, it had to change. We weren't able to use that anymore, but then that led to the development of other fields. And right now, so we currently have 3 fields that are active. So we have the CQB field, which by the way is going under a complete overhaul as we speak. So Joe's been drawing up some new plans and stuff. Which
very
is
cool.
Yep. And then this year we introduced the prison field, which has been very popular, adding some more mature structures, elevated shooting positions. And the cool thing with that field is people are loving it already as is, but it's really just at the beginning stages of its development, and it'll continue to change over the years.
Yeah, I love that map, and I actually got to play on it as soon as you guys opened it. So I've kind of seen the growth and the evolution of that field, and it's great. It's a great field to play on. Yeah,
it's definitely changed a lot. It's neat having the close quarters combined with that mout or building to building type warfare. And I think right now on the map, if I remember correctly, we have the large, of course, the prison structure plus the other 2 medium-sized structures where we do want to introduce another large structure similar in size to the prison, and then some other medium ones, and then taking it away from we're trying to get the field to be more and more themed, like you're in an actual town, with obstacles that are realistic versus just the bunkers. So over time that will change and become more and more realistic. It'll be pretty neat.
Okay, and how about the third map?
Yeah, so the urban field is our other one as well too. So the urban field, we have the smaller buildings on it, and that one had been a fan favorite for a long time. Something that is happening here pretty soon, though, is the town of Parker is actually completing the road that's going to be going through the property there. So the urban field at some point will go away, and that's why we've been investing so heavily into the prison map to be its replacement.
Gotcha. So you guys make sure to get to the field and play the urban map before it's gone. Awesome, Matt. So do you guys have plans plans to open another field, or are we just going to stay at Flat Acres Farms?
Yeah, no, it's in the business plan to expand the field and store network. So there's definitely a need. A lot of places around the country, so we're always looking at opportunities. Right now, we're just continuing to mature our business and our local community here, so that we can take that next step.
Awesome, wonderful, that's great. Yeah, because there's not too many fields here in Colorado. You've got one up north, and then you have the Flat Acres Farms field. So it would be cool to see more.
Yeah, definitely.
Get more people involved in the sport. Has Fox Airsoft ever considered hosting a MilSim event or anything of that structure?
Yes, we did. We hosted multiple events over the years. I think we did 4 or 5 MilSim events. As of right now, that's not our top priority. The top priority is making sure that we can serve the local community, giving them a field to play at, places to shop and such. And then as that expands, we would love to do that. Like, all of us come from that background where we love the large-scale MilSim events. There's a lot of fun in that, and so we'd love to see that expand in Colorado.
Right, and I know a lot of us as airsofters kind of came from either Call of Duty or Counter-Strike or a variation of video game, and made it a real life endeavor. So that's awesome. That's great to hear. So Fox Airsoft has recently started a new tournament series. Why don't you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, so the tournament series, one thing we want to do with Airsoft is, because obviously, we all love doing the weekend recreational play. We want to get something that's a little bit more competitive, but what's really important with Airsoft too is that we're not, we don't want to take the competition, well, what I want to say, the sport is based on integrity, right? And so the competition, we want it to be intense and fun, but we have to have great members of the community, right? And so with that, the tournament series has been our initial experiment with that. I think we've run a few of them at this point, with plans to grow further. And even what I would like to do is actually create a league and have different age groups, where they can compete against their same age group, over the course of a season. And the key is really finding out what is the best recipe for a tournament. What type of gameplay do people like? So, like an example, we did the search and destroy type stuff here at the last couple of tournaments, which is great, because you can do force on force, kind of have an attacking and defending team, and have a way to score it. That works pretty well.
Okay.
The other thing we've experimented with is just having the designated role players for a scenario-based mission, which is really fun. It does require quite a bit more coordination to set that up, because you have to have multiple staff members performing roles, and we have to have them doing it consistently to make a fair tournament. So we're still in the experimenting phase to figure out what types of game modes work the best for that, and how we can just have a very clear scoring system, so you can determine who wins the tournament.
Make it fair for everyone.
Exactly, yeah.
Have you guys thought of doing maybe like a grand prize or a trophy system on that, or is it all just bragging rights?
Yeah, I do want to do a ranking system. I'm at this point, I don't have any desire to do anything with monetary value. Reason being that the integrity of the sport is what's so important, right? You have something monetarily involved that tends to take away from it. But what I'd like to do is have a ranking system that's actually published on our website, so you can have those bragging rights and try to climb up the scoreboard.
Okay. You guys heard it. Get your team together and check out the tournament series that Fox Airsoft is hosting. So what are your thoughts on professional airsoft, and do you think there can be a national league structure like there is with paintball?
Yeah, it definitely can be there for sure. So something that I got to do years ago, which was a blast. So if you guys are familiar with Operation Lion Claw's military simulation series, so they host something that's called a tactical challenge. And that's basically the closest thing to, that I've been a part of personally, with to be like an actual professional-based competition. And there was, I had the privilege of doing the first one. I haven't done any since then, but it was pretty neat, because we got to go out and raid a 747 and airplane, graveyard and all these different things. So I got to be a part of the team and actually do quite well at the event. And so when I got to play that was like the pinnacle of my airsoft experience, and that's where I would love to see a national league go towards, is something like that. So I guess long answer to say yes, I believe that there's potential in that. I think it has to be developed correctly, and really the key with everything in the sport is just making sure that we have integrity and honor behind everything we do.
Because it is the honor system.
Yeah, that's the only way the game works, and you have to have that, and if we can and that's why we're so big about building a great community. If we build a great community of players, man, we can do all sorts of great things together, So,
right, absolutely.
But yeah, it really involves us policing each other, right? I mean, like in Airsoft, like that was one big difference actually from paintball to Airsoft. Paintball, there was a lot of refs, people on the field calling each other out and stuff like that. Like our model, frankly, doesn't work that way, right? I mean, we have our refs, or really they're the game hosts who are there to manage the event, and they deal with, incidents and things as they come out and manage the game. But we don't have the ability to go out there and call everyone out and ref it.
There's no visible marker like there is with paintball.
Correct. Yeah. So that's something that I think is just like the integrity has to be the backbone of the sport.
Absolutely. So, what are some of the biggest challenges that you've encountered while playing Airsoft, whether it was physical fitness or gear malfunction or even cheaters?
Yeah. Let's see here. Well, okay. I have a general opinion like on the cheater aspect, okay? I'll tell you something, managing an Airsoft business and participating in so many tournaments over the years, a lot of times, not always, but the vast majority of times where cheaters become an issue usually is because the temperature is really hot, someone starts complaining because they're frustrated, whatever happens, and then they start spreading it like a wildfire to everyone around them, and before you know it, like everyone's a cheater, And even like we're seeing like a lot of people who are capitalizing off of like YouTube algorithms by posting cheater videos all the time. And frankly, like I think it's very immature. It doesn't really help anything out
It's
here.
a shame.
It is, yeah. So in terms of like all the years I've played, have I encountered people who haven't, played right, or they've cheated or had integrity issues? Yeah, of course, I've encountered people like that. Has that been like a majority of my experience? Like not at all. Like playing Airsoft for what has it been, 25 years now? Like it's a very, very small minority.
Right.
And of course, it depends on the people you're playing with, the group and stuff. But that's why we try to foster a great community. So my biggest challenge over the years, like playing, I mean, it's always been like you have to keep up with your physical fitness. Like if you're playing a large event, that lasts, you're playing for 36 hours or whatever the amount of time. I mean, that's like running a marathon, right? And so you have to make sure that you're in shape and that you can pace yourself, because my experience at like most large events is people come out gung ho in that first scenario, the first couple hours, and then people are dead and having heat casualty, type stuff, right after. And so if you have the stamina to go past it, that's usually when you can get great gains and great victory on the field.
Yeah, I know some of my biggest challenges are physical fitness was one, entering the sport. That was a big one for me. Temperature, heat, hauling all your gear around. You have extra BBs, extra mags.
Yep.
And then as far as calling hits, I feel like when you have so much gear on and you're running, sometimes it might be hard to feel that BB hit you.
Sure, yeah.
So you might have been hit, but you have so many things going on, whether they're audible or physical.
Correct, yeah.
Sometimes it might be hard to call those hits.
Yeah. There are certainly situations like that. I think the biggest thing, I mean, if we can just remember, like, okay, like I'm not Delta Dan Stud or whatever.
I'm not in a real military force.
Yeah. I mean, you just gotta remember, you're out here having fun, and if you could, not take yourself quite as seriously and just, like always err in the side of, okay, I probably got hit or whatever. I mean, if you just take that mentality, you're going to have more fun. The people around you are going to have more fun, and you're still going to get your great glory moments where you're going to take people out.
Absolutely.
So, anyway, so that's a great mentality to have when you're out playing.
Awesome. Very good. Good deal. So what was your first Airsoft gun?
Yeah, so my first Airsoft gun, it was a Y&P Beretta 92F. It was a gas gun. Yeah, so I'm trying to, gosh, I can't remember how I got it or acquired it, but that was my first Airsoft gun. So,
okay. Yeah, my first Airsoft was also a Beretta 92.
Okay, nice.
Spring action, so you had to cock it back every time, so that was a pain. Thank God for AEGs and for gas. What is your favorite Airsoft gun of all time? If you had to pick one, what would you go to the field with?
Yeah, that's tough. There's a lot I like, is why, gosh, I'm trying to think if there's
and it's hard to choose from when you have so many cool options.
Look at all these neat things here. So Definitely one of my favorite guns I owned, but I don't have it anymore, was not LCT, I'm sorry, a Real Sword SVD.
Okay.
With
wow.
the scope on it. That was a really cool
Dragunov.
The Dragunov,
okay.
yeah. So it was just built like a tank, and it was really a neat collector's piece. It was fun to play with. As I say that, typically like the DMR roll is not my normal play style. I definitely like my favorite way to play, like I love taking down buildings. I love going from building to building, getting up close and mixing it up with people. So usually I like a carbine type of rifle. So I use M4 variants. I love MP5s though, or sub guns as well.
Great
too.
guns.
Yep.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, I also like the rifleman role as well.
Yep.
Clearing corners, working with your team, coordinating attacks. That's the way to play. So for all the new players out there, what do you suggest as far as airsoft gun wise? What would you suggest to new players?
Well, one of the biggest challenges with like getting started in the sport, it was like this when we were, when I started playing as kids, is like, okay, you can find a gun to buy, but then it was like, oh yeah, but you also need this accessory, like you need a battery charger. Oh, what battery charger do I need? What battery do I need? And all these little things. So one of the big things we did was come up with the starter kits, where we just make it very simple, like, hey, grab a kit that has everything in it and go out and play. And that's the easiest way to get started. And so we do that with a variety of our guns. Usually we have about 15 or 20 different models that you can choose from at a time, that we kit them together and you get a discount. But it includes everything you need to get out there and play, including like if you get like the ultimate kit, it'll have your eye protection, mouth protection.
Everything that you'll need to have your first day at the field.
Yep. Exactly.
Now, do you guys offer that here at the store, or is it exclusively online?
No, we offer it at the store as well too. So actually, like if you come into our store, our wall back here is really all designed for starter kits, So, and then we have our regular rifles that are sold more individually. So.
Okay, very good. So for all you new players out there, you guys make sure to go check Fox Airsoft online or foxairsoft.com. I'll put the link in the description below. And you guys make sure to go get your starter kit if you're thinking about trying airsoft. Can I play at Flat Acres Farms or Fox Airsoft Field if I don't have my own airsoft gun, if I just want to try it?
Yeah, absolutely. So we do rent guns down there. So we have a couple different models of guns that we rent. And something we started doing as well too is we rent guns not just for the day games, but also the night games. Night games have to have a tracer unit on them, which is, if you guys aren't familiar, it's just, trust me, it's really cool and a lot of fun to go to.
It is, it's very cool, yeah.
But so when you sign up on our website, you can actually select either just a normal entry ticket, assuming you have your own equipment, or you can select a ticket that has rental equipment with it.
Wow, that's awesome. That's wonderful. And do you guys do tracer unit rentals, or you have to have your own tracer?
So right now we don't do individual tracer unit rentals. So if you are bringing your own gun, you need to have the tracer unit on it. But if you just want the whole equipment package, we have some guns packaged with the tracer units.
Okay, so if you guys are planning on playing a night game, make sure you have your own tracer. Have you ever had anyone famous play at Fox Airsoft Field or Flat Acres Farms?
We've had a few people. Gosh, I can't remember names off the top of my head. I know a couple of the Denver Broncos who used to come out and play. So we had a couple players that liked doing that. So yeah.
Okay, very cool. Any YouTubers, anything like that you're familiar with?
Yeah, we have had quite a few of the Airsoft YouTubers come on out there. So
I think Dutch was out there.
Dutch was out there. I know Jonathan from Airsoftology was out there for a big event as well too. And I know some other YouTubers have been out, over the years as well.
Okay, very cool.
Yep.
Very cool. And in one word, what would you describe the airsoft community like? If you had to choose one word, what would you say the airsoft community is like?
My vocabulary isn't very big, so I'm trying to, come up with one. But the thing with the airsoft community, I would say like one word would just be family. People that I love to be around. Okay. And just having a good time.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, that would be my word as well. It's the community is so tightly knit.
It's really cool. I mean, you get 100 people out there, all slinging BBs at each other, playing war, and there's just a lot of people are very joyful. They're having a lot of fun. Sharing things with each other. I mean, it's. We do have bad apples. I don't want to say that never happens, but generally those people, get pushed out of the community really fast, which really is what we want, right? We don't want people like that.
For sure.
Part of it. So, but yeah, we have just a great family, and something that I'm really encouraged by too is seeing the more experienced players out there mentoring the younger players. That's how this thing grows and how we have more fun, and I love seeing that.
Yeah, absolutely. So to finish up, Matt, where can we find out more information about Fox Airsoft?
Yeah, so if you go onto our website, foxairsoft.com, and we have all sorts of information on there. The other thing you could do is follow us on our social channels. So right now we post regular content up to YouTube Shorts, TikTok, and Instagram as well too. And we're actually doing some neat stuff now too. In addition to like the traditional gun reviews and technical information, we're having some skits and fun stuff come up. Joe, our store manager, is awesome at it. Like I have the personality of a fish, so I don't do it as well, but he's really good at that stuff, So if you guys want some like good airsoft humor, go check that out.
Yeah, make sure you guys check out the Fox Airsoft Instagram, full of funny content, informational, great stuff. Well, Matt, I think that's all the time we have for today.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for doing this interview. It was a pleasure to be in the store and do this interview with you, so thank you so much.
Yeah, no, I really appreciate you guys taking the time to come on out, and man, look forward to seeing you at the field. So
absolutely.
I'll wear a big bullseye on my back so you can shoot me.
Okay, absolutely. All right, guys, well, that's all we have for today. Matt Meraz, Mr. Fox Airsoft himself. You guys make sure to check out the rest of the videos, and I will leave a description down below for links to Fox Airsoft if you're thinking about getting an airsoft or you want to up your equipment. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you on the next one.